Let's understand how constant mesh gearbox work before proceeding to design.
Thing is that all the gears are always in mesh and all rotate irrespective of their gear ratio. But only one gear transmits the power from drive to driven. That is because of the spline shaft and the dogs, which are placed in between these gears. Let's understand what these dogs do actually. They permit the motion between the spline shaft and the gears. With different gear ratios on the driven shafts, they slide along the axis of the shaft and comes in contact with the gear. So now the power transmits from one gear to the driven shaft via dog.
Welcome back again to World of Fusion 360.
Here we are in Fusion 360. Now create a component by right clicking on the browser. Hold on a second. For any transmission, two things are common, that is drive and driven. One more thing comes in play in gearboxes is that the lay shaft. You will get to know what it is later on. Now let's rename our component as drive shaft and activate it. Create a sketch on the XZ plane. Press C on the keyboard and draw a circle with origin as the center. The dia be the 20 mm. Q on the keyboard brings you the press pull command. Simultaneously exits the sketch. If you select the circle profile, the extrude menu will pop up. Hold the manipulator and drag it until the extrude distance be 100 mm. Or you can enter the distance manually in here. Click OK when you're done. Let's create another component and rename it as lay shaft. Create a circle using same plane. 20 mm dia on Z axis. D on the keyboard. Let the distance between the two circles be 81 mm and then press Q and select the profile now. Inside the extrude menu, under direction, select two sides. Let side 1 distance be 100 mm. Orient the view to have clear vision for extrude. Make your model comfortable using pan and orbit. The side 2 distance be 200 mm. Now create a component again and rename it as driven shaft. As usually, create a sketch on the XZ plane. P on the keyboard. P stands for projection in Fusion 360. Select the drive shaft sketch and click OK. Q on the keyboard and set the profile. Set the direction as two sides. Let the whole extrude length be 200 mm. But the distance from driven and drive be the 2 mm. Finish the extrude. Now we got all our main components: drive, driven and lay shaft. Let's save the document after activating the top level assembly. Now begins the real challenge. Hold Ctrl and then press the letter S to bring the Fusion 360 add-ins. You'll be having many predefined APIs inside of it. We are going to pick spur gear. Double click on it. Spur gear menu popped up. Now let's understand what these terms are. For two gears that are going to be meshed, their module must be equal. In the sense, the ratio of pitch diameter to the number of teeth it is having must be equal. Coming to the standard, it enables you to choose the units. Pressure angle is the angle made by the common normal to the common tangent. Diametral pitch indicates the diameter at the base of the tooth space. You can give number of teeth you want. Backlash is the clearance between two mating teeth. Fillet radius. Well, you got to know this from the image. Coming to our design, the module be 3. Number of teeth be 24. The clearance between tooth be 0.1 mm. The root fillet radius be 1.5 mm. Well, it must not be more than 1.7 mm. Gate thickness and hole diameter be 20 mm. The pitch diameter from the given input is automatically found from the formula. Click OK. Fusion will generate you the gear with the given inputs. Let's move the component to mount it on the drive shaft. So there we have it. Select it and press M. M stands for move or copy. Roughly position it by using these manipulators. Match the gear center with the shaft center. Enable the capture position so that it do not revert back. Move a bit so that there will be gap between drive and driven shafts. Click OK if the position of the gear is perfect. We are going to bring all the gears into fusion like this. Hold Ctrl+S and set this power gear. Just modify the teeth to 30. Do not change anything. Click OK. A gear with 30 teeth has been generated. Let's move it onto the driven shaft and on the keyboard after selecting it. Match the whole center and position with the first gear by using the manipulators. Now using vertical arrow, bring the gear down onto the lathe shaft. Let the distance be -81 mm. Make sure that they are not intersecting. Generate a new gear of 12 teeth and position it on the same way, back 50 mm away from the second gear. Capture the position and click OK. Generate a gear of 18 teeth using API menu. Position it on the lathe shaft at a distance of -70 mm from the second gear. Generate a 24 teeth gear and position it next to previous gear on lathe shaft having 120 mm distance from the second gear. Repeat the process for creating 42 teeth gear. Position it next to first gear on the driven shaft at a distance of -40 mm from the first gear. Repeat the API and generate a gear of 36 teeth. There we have it. Oops, we did a small mistake in here, is that we accidentally moved the gears into driven shaft. Actually they have to be on the lathe shaft. Let's correct them. Select these components and move them to the lathe shaft. It's that simple. Now let's change the position of this gear right upon the fourth gear on the lathe shaft. Yeah, everything seems perfect for now. Generate another gear of 30 teeth and position it right upon the fifth gear on the driven shaft. Now we have created 4 gear ratios. Let's add 5th gear ratio by copying already generated gear components. Copy 36th gear on the driven shaft. Right click and check paste new. There you go. Now position it on the lathe shaft. Perfect. Repeat the same procedure of copying and pasting new. Do not forget to position it upon the previous gear with driven shaft axis as center. We're done placing all the gears.
We'll continue the remaining design in part 2. Thanks for watching. Please consider subscribing. If you do like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, thumbs down. And thanks for watching.